Will he face more public pushback going forward that could constrain his influence? And how much will shareholders put up with for days like today? For more, let's bring in Ed Mills, Washington policy analyst at Raymond James. Ed, the early line was that Musk was the biggest winner from Trump's election and that his political pivot, his ownership of Twitter, it was all brilliant. It had created hundreds of billions of dollars of wealth for him seemingly overnight. Are we playing that in reverse now?
Well, when you look at the year to date and kind of election to date impact on Elon Musk, it's still pretty positive there, Kelly. And, when you come to Washington, D.C., what you want the most is power. And it is very clear that he has that right now. How long that lasts, most people around Donald Trump have an expiration date. That's going to be an open question. But this is a relationship that is in the public, very unusual, unprecedented for modern times. It's not unusual for business interests to have the ear of a president. It is very unusual to have an individual in D.C. without a official government job having this much impact on the government, Kelly.
Let me put it this way from Tesla shareholders' point of view, because I believe that's the only publicly traded of his companies, although we all know the valuation of Starlink. We hear about the valuation of X, maybe on the rebound lately. Regardless, originally the line was Tesla shareholders are benefiting tremendously from kind of his access to power. Does today show that there might be a flip side to that, which is that if things don't go great, that his companies are the ones that are going to face retaliation, and the extent of which we don't know, but could shareholders get frustrated with that?
Oh, absolutely, Kelly. I do think when you look at this, it's exceptionally unusual that you have the president of the United States, you have Elon Musk, both having publicly traded companies that can be specifically targeted as it relates to Elon Musk. You have the story about Starlink in Ottawa, but also if there are direct tariffs, I don't think that matters as much to Elon as it would to a shareholder. Elon certainly has kind of shrugged off in the oh well response to the SpaceLink kind of contract being canceled. That's just kind of how he does business. His wealth is so vast, kind of what would be painful to a Tesla shareholder. Well, there's pain for Elon. It's not the same level of pain that you would see.
So if there were a groundswell against him, and maybe it comes from federal workers who are, concerned about what's happening to them, maybe it comes from competitors who feel like he has an unfair advantage, maybe it comes from trading partners, I don't know. But if it came from American sources that the president felt he had to placate, what would his options be? I mean, he could literally just remove him from these posts. Are there any other ways to constrain his power?
Yeah, Kelly, what I'm looking for is not on your list, which is the United States Congress. Typically, we are a country of checks and balances. Maybe add to that the U.S. court system. Does a action by DOJ go too far? Does it not have the context of law? We saw last week with the memo freezing funds that a court quickly enjoined that and stopped that. But when I look at the president's legislative agenda, he needs all Republicans in the House of Representatives, except maybe one or two, to vote for the extension of the tax cuts, to get other things on immigration, defense, implementing those priorities. And what you have seen with Elon Musk is going after individual senators, going after individual members. There's just not a lot of play there. So to me, if there is one pressure point that I am truly looking at, is if he goes too far and if he takes something and makes it very difficult for a member of Congress to win re-election, they just might be a no. And then Trump's agenda is a no.